We're going to begin in about 1 or 2 minutes because our timer is already at 0. So if everyone could grab a seat. I know people are still coming in, but if you can grab a seat, that would be great. I look at Charlie standing there holding court. Hey, Charlie, go grab a seat. Take your crowd with you. Inch by inch. If everyone could grab a seat, we're going to get started. I know that we're expecting a lot of people for dinner tonight. How many come for the services, we'll see, but for the dinner, we know we got a lot of people. I haven't started. You can cross. It's fine. I've been waiting for my brother-in-law. John DeShell's looking for a place to sit. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is great to see everyone here tonight. It's been quite a while since I've been here. I feel today I've been doing a bit of preparation, and I almost felt like a rabbinic student. I'm like, what page? What do I have to do? Where do I stand? But thankfully, to get me through this feeling tonight, I've got a lot of partners on the Bima. We all know the amazing Rabbi Deborah Schuldenfrei, who has been leading you for the last 7 months. We have the very talented cantorial soloist, Hallie Fromson, who's always wonderful on the Bima. And later tonight, we're going to have Lorraine Lundquist speak to us, who knows all about the environment, and she deserves a big round of applause, too. Tonight, we're celebrating Shabbat and Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat is the Jewish Arbor Day. We celebrate our trees, our plants, our environment. We celebrate the beauty of nature. We celebrate all that is around us, and we think about how we can protect it, how we can make it stronger. That's the idea behind Tu B'Shvat. And you'll be hearing a lot about that tonight and also through activities at tonight's dinner. So right now we're going to do some music because music brings us together as a community. So if you turn to page 644, it's time for Hine Ma Tov. Hallie?
Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה, יאללה, לה, 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה, יאללה, לה, 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 לה.
One of the things they teach us in rabbinic school is to never open with your biggest comments because people are still walking into the sanctuary. And if you've ever noticed on high holidays, I'll always bury the comments, the welcome, the greeting, 10, 15 minutes into the service. Tonight, I wasn't so wise. I have my opening thoughts right now. It's been 7 months. 7 months since I've stood on this bima. And 7 months is a very long time. It's a long enough time to be diagnosed with the disease and to be in remission from it. 7 months is long enough, to go through a semester of school. 7 months is almost long enough time to have a baby. Almost. You still need 2 more months for that. 7 months I've been gone, and I've been missing this community. And there's been a hole in my heart for not being able to be here with each and every one of you. And I wish I could have been. But I have to sing Rabbi Deborah's praises because she has, stepped in to assist so many of you. She's been present for you. She's shepherded you through high holidays and through life cycles and through Friday nights. She's gone above and beyond what anyone who is called in at the last moment, has been able to truly accomplish. And she has accomplished it all. So I have to say, Deborah, we are Rabbi Deborah, we are indebted to you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for helping us. But besides missing time, I've missed praying with you, I've missed studying with you, I've missed socializing with you, I've missed being with you during hard times and during simchas. I've even missed board meetings. But I know that's going to change in about 2 months, and I won't miss those anymore. There were moments during my treatment when I'd be sitting on my couch with the TV flickering whatever Netflix show was on, and I thought I'd never be present here again. I thought about how little energy I had, how I didn't know where my disease was going to go, and I wanted to so be here. I wanted that, and I wanted better Netflix TV, but that's a different story. But truly, there were many days I did sit at home with very little energy, as anyone who's gone through a major medical problem knows. And I wanted to be working again. I wanted to be present again. I wanted to be at Kol Tikva. And it was not an easy place to be when you're just sitting on a couch, sort of creating a place, a hole on the couch after all those months. So I've thanked Rabbi Deborah for her work, but I also have to thank my wife, Lisa, very publicly. She has been by my side starting in Israel and then Portugal, where I was developing my illness, and where we were in a foreign country where we did not speak the language. And she had to figure out how to get me into hospitals and how to keep switching airline flights and how to deal with all the mishigas that goes with being sick in a place like Portugal. I will tell you, in all seriousness, Portugal has some of the best medical care I've ever seen in the world. My hat is off to the medical people in Portugal. But there are other people I want to thank. I need to thank our executive director, Laureen Waterman, who is never in the room when I thank her. I don't think she's ever heard me thank her once in 15 years. Our co-presidents, Tina DeGan and Cynthia Deculis, who maybe they're in the room. And our past president, Laura Rabney, because this team of four, when Deborah did the rabbinic functions, they were doing all of the CEO functions I normally do. They took on so much onto their plate, and they would keep in touch with me, but they would not share daily stresses with me. They were really quite good about that. They would tell me about successes, they would tell me about good things. But as you know, in any kind of corporation, whether it's for-profit or non-profit, certain things come up, and they left the ones that would create stress off my plate and only told me about the simcha, the joy that would occur here. And of course, I have to thank the entire staff, because when you have a small staff, one person is missing for as long as I was missing, everyone has to shoulder a bigger burden. Many of you probably aren't aware by how many hours go into every program, every service, every gathering. People have been here since, 9, 10 this morning preparing for this dinner. Most of it's staff, with many volunteers too, but staff has been working since 9 a.m. this morning, starting with a Costco run by Jessica DeShell to get the food here. So a lot goes on behind the scenes, and when someone is missing, it really is a greater burden. So I also have to thank Jessica DeShell and Jess Rosner. Jess thing is throwing me. Cantorial soloist Joel Stein, Education Director Amy Cecil, Senior Outreach Advocate Stephanie Elkins. They all stepped to the plate. And I also have to thank all of you. Everyone here has been so kind to me, between phone calls and emails and notes, and hundreds of different little gifts and ways to interact with me. You made me feel embraced by all of your love while I sat at home. I couldn't have asked for more. So there's a midrash. There's a midrash that speaks about how each blade of grass has its own angel. And what does each angel say to each blade of grass? Grow, grow, grow. Well, during my treatment, this community was my angel, and it was whispering to me, heal, heal, heal. Thank you all for being my angel. It has helped me through the past 7 months. I am honored to be back on this bima. I am honored to be in remission and to be able to share this Shabbat with you. And now I'll stop talking. We're going to turn to page 142 and welcome angels into our lives. Just like every blade of grass has that angel, well, every Shabbat we have angels greet us. And Shalom Aleichem is that song we sing where the angels come into our lives and into our homes. They lay their hands upon us and bless us, and then they move on to the next house or to the next sanctuary. Page 142, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu Nile Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn to page 138 for Lachado D. Lachado D isn't about an angel, it's about a Shabbat bride, and how that Shabbat bride comes into our lives every Friday night. It doesn't matter where we are in the world, what we are doing, what is happening. As that sun sets, the Shabbat bride comes and blesses us and fills our Shabbat with joy and with happiness. So tonight, what verses are we doing? I don't remember anymore. 1, 2, 5, and 9?
We're doing 1, 2, 5, and 9.
1, 2, 5, and 9. After 7 months, I'm trying to remember that. And we'll be on page 138. On the very last verse, we're going to rise. We're going to face that back door, and we're going to welcome that bride as she comes into our community.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. All right, Lechado D on page 138. Lechado D likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lechado D likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'tibur echad, Hishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad hu shemo echad, Leshemo tiferet velitchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki hi mekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Kiva orech umi uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alahich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela.
The back door.
Boi v'shalom ha'ateret bala, Gam besimcha uv'tzochola, Toch emunei hamsegula, Boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated. I'd like to invite forward the religious school students to help us with the song. Please come forward. Do not be shy. Come forward. Come on forward. I'm going to put you on the yellow line right up here. Come on forward. It's the joy of standing on the yellow line. Come on forward. We put our toes on the yellow line. Everyone can see us. Hello. Got some mic. I'll let you introduce the song, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Wow, I can't believe that these students are actually like my height, maybe even a little bit taller than me. I might have to come down here so people can see me. So I know you guys know this song because I think you were practicing it in religious school, and I know we have some religious school teachers and madrachim here who are going to help us. This song, I don't even really know the official name. We've been calling it Like a Tree song. I kind of call it the We Grow song, but it's for Tu B'Shvat, and for this song, we're going to be trees together. Okay? And do trees all start out super tall and fully grown and big like we see trees outside? What do you think? Do they start out like that? No. How do trees usually start? Tiny. So we're going to make ourselves into tiny, tiny little trees. Can we all make ourselves into trees? Okay. And together we're going to grow a little bit. Ready? We grow, we grow, we grow. Let's try that one more time. We grow, we grow, we grow. All right, and this time we're gonna sing Tu B'Shvat together. Ready? Tu 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 B'Shvat. Let's try that one more time. Tu 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 B'Shvat. Awesome. Okay, now here's what's going to happen. I'm going to yell out the word tree, and I want everybody, and I mean everybody, even those of you who are sitting down, we're going to strike a tree pose, okay? Does everybody have their tree pose in mind? We're going to do a few, so maybe think of a few poses, okay? Ready? Tree. 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 And let's do our Tu B'Shvat together. Ready? Tu 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 B'Shvat. Ready? Tree. 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 Tu B'Shvat. Now let's grow together. One more time. Ready? We grow. We grow. We grow. One more time. We grow. We grow. We grow. Tu 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 B'Shvat. Ready? Tree. Surprise you there. Tree. Tree. Tu B'Shvat. Yay! Good job, everybody.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job.
We have another one later on, so stay ready. Stay ready.
And now it's my honor to call forward the following people to light our Shabbat candles. I'd like the Dea Lucio Lundquist family to come forward, Saray Shenkin and Herb Zweig, and Joe and Ira Karnofsky. These are the sponsors and the supporters for tonight's dinner, which means thank them for your dinner and for your activities tonight. They helped fund all that is going on. If you would like to fund a future community event or holiday celebration, please talk to me, talk to the office, talk to one of our presidents. We're able to offer these events because of the generosity of our sponsors. Come on close, guys. As we light these candles, we create a gateway. And through that gateway, our Shabbat bride enters our lives. And each Shabbat, this gateway is lit, bringing to us the joy of Shabbat. Bringing to us the joy of Shabbat. There we go. And now it's time for our blessing.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitsh Shanu b'mitzvotav, b'mitzvotav. V'tzivanu, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner. V'tzivanu, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner. V'tzivanu, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner. Shel Shabbat.
Thank you all for your generosity and your support. May you have a wonderful Shabbat. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 146 for the Baruch. The Baruch is our call to worship. Everything we've done to this moment has been preparation. We've been preparing our souls to enter into prayer. You can't just dive right into a prayer service, and so you have to warm up, and that is what we have been doing. But now it's time for us all to rise, if we are able, and to face our ark, and to state that we are ready to put our heart into prayer, and our heart into serving humanity and helping others. The Baruch, page 146.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed HaMevorach Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I think we've spent a lot of time this year taking really deep breaths and recognizing the strength that surrounds us and sitting with uncertainty and offering a lot of prayers. And so, John, Lisa, it is really powerful to have you back. And we want to continue to breathe with you and be here with you and support you as you begin another transition back. But I just want to tell you from the bottom of my heart how powerful it is to share the Bima with you, because you've shared the congregation with me, but we haven't actually shared the Bima together before. And so your generosity with me has helped us really sustain the community despite all of the personal things that you were going through. So welcome back. So with these deep breaths in mind, I thought that we could offer the Shema with a breath for each word and allow this beautiful creed of our faith, recognizing the oneness that is all, the oneness that has been Kol Tikva at this time. And I invite you to rise and turn to page 152 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. We continue with our declaration of God's love for the people and our love for God with all of our heart and soul. And I know you share with me in this abundance at this moment. Page 154, Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
One of the great rabbis of Israel taught that more than the Jewish people have kept Shabbat, because sometimes we get busy and sometimes we forget, and sometimes we just aren't feeling in that Shabbat mood. More than the Jewish people have kept Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. So having this weekly ritual, looking forward to a Jewish holiday every week and not just a few times a year, has been something that has sustained us and given us great hope and purpose. The prayer Vishamru, which comes directly from the Torah, is found on page 162. And it contains the command for us to observe the Sabbath. And so when we talk about the idea of being Shomer Shabbat, or one who guards Shabbat or keeps the Sabbath, I hope that we can look at that in a very inclusive manner, and that it's not only about turning off electronics or refraining from the economy or taking an absolute rest, but what are the ways that we embrace Shabbat, that we keep Shabbat so that we can be kept by the Sabbath. Let's sing together Vishamru.
Vishamru can be found on page 162. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Uvayom hashvi, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam beridolam.
When we come together, there is a collective power in our prayer, and we use this moment to inspire the caretakers, to lend our thoughts and prayers to the people who are in need of healing. So let's offer those prayers now with the Mishaberach. On page 371, you'll find the song to the Mishaberach. And we're going to share some names from the community, people that we're thinking of, who are right here in this folder and right here in our hearts. And I know that you also have other names that you wish to add. So I'm going to share some names now, and then in the middle of the prayer, I will turn to you, and if there's names that I apologize I've mispronounced, or names that you wish to add, please do so at that time. We're thinking tonight, first of all, notable to know that we have shifted Rabbi John Hanisch from off the Mishaberach list, and I think certainly worthy of blessing and note. So, and it's only our prayer that all of these people will soon shift off of this list as well. Sharon Friedman, Erwin Ames, Linda Sage, Jerry Lauderstein, Joan and David Weitzner, Michael Rader, Fred Strauss, Kindra Reams, Jack Cunningham, Catherine R. Saliby, Jeffrey Albaum, Pam Branner, Stephen Howard, Mark Jeff, Pearl Taylor, Sharon Fisher, Nancy Velez, Norman Fox, Mimi Fazell, Lauren Kleinrock, Jim Harrison, Megan McMiller, Rivka Ross. We're thinking of those in Israel. We're thinking of those affected by acts of anti-Semitism and bigotry. We're thinking of those healing from all too frequent gun violence, and all of those caring for the ill. Page 371.
Misheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
we step now even further into our prayers by stepping into God's holy presence and offering the words, Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. The Amidah is the centerpiece prayer of the service, and tonight we'll offer the opening benediction together and then offer time for you to peruse the prayer book and read the words and interpretations on the page, and of course to offer the meditations of your own heart that you feel are most pressing at this time. And you can utter those words quietly to yourself, or you can share them on your heart. God hears all of our prayers. If you are able, please rise for the Amidah on page 164.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Please continue your prayers through page 180, and you can indicate to us that you have completed your silent prayer by finding your seat.
Well, our religious school students have prepared one more song that we're all going to sing together. So I'd like to invite our religious school students up one more time for a song that they've prepared. And I'm going to teach it to everybody as well so we can all sing it together. All right, come on up, come on up.
Come and get a better place, though, on the bema if you want. The faster you come up, the more you'll get your choice.
Maybe for this song, we won't have to do as much exercise squatting as we did for the first
no
one.
squatting for this one. I mean, unless you want to. All right. This song is called The Garden Song. The rendition that I like to listen to a lot is sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary. So maybe some of the adults here might be familiar with it as well. But it's called The Garden Song, and we're going to kind of do a little repeat after me here so that we can all learn it together if you don't know it, okay? Are we ready, everybody? You ready? Okay. So the first part goes like this, and I want you to repeat after me for this part. Inch by inch, row by row. Can we try that, everyone? Inch by inch, row by row. Next part goes, I'm gonna make this garden grow. Gonna make this garden grow. And the next part goes, all it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Let's try that. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row. The next part goes like this. Someone bless these seeds I sow. Let's try that. Someone bless these seeds I sow. And the last part is, someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Let's try that. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. All right, we're gonna do it all together now, okay? Are we ready? And I see our madrachim are helping with our hand movements, okay? So let's watch up front. Ready? Inch by inch, row by row, I'm gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Should we do it one more time, everyone? Just one more time? Let's do it. Inch by inch, row by row, I'm gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rain comes tumbling down. Let's give a round of applause to our students.
Mazel tov. Let's all give a big yasher koach to our students.
Yasher koach.
Yasher koach. That was wonderful. It's my honor to introduce tonight's guest speaker, Dr. Lorraine Lundquist. I don't think I've ever called you doctor in my life, except the 3 or 4 times I've introduced you. Earned her PhD in physics at UC Berkeley, but transformed her career to focus on policy solutions to climate change, and we thank her for that. She felt so passionate about policy solutions at the local level that, was it 4 or 5 years ago, you ran for city council, and you narrowly lost. And I know I personally hope you run again someday. I think you would be an amazing city council member. She now teaches at CSUN, is a Clean Air Board consultant for Supervisor Sheila Kuhl still? I want to make sure that's still right. And advocates for local solutions to homelessness, racial inequity, and the climate crisis. She and her husband, Matt, who is one of our board members, so I want to thank you for being a board member. And their 3 children are proud members of our temple here quite often. I know that she has a few inspiring words to share with us tonight. Please, Lorraine, let me give you a microphone. James, can I get this mic on?
Great. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here on the Bima with Rabbi John. So grateful to have you back. And to Rabbi Schuldenfrei, thank you so much for helping us get through this time. And Hallie, it's great to be with you as well. So I just wanted to share some thoughts that I've been having recently about trees. You know, I've been thinking a lot about what it would be like to be a tree, because today we're celebrating the New Year of the Trees. And to be honest, I think it would be pretty hard to be a tree in a lot of ways. You know, there's a lot of downsides that would be challenging. I mean, there's a lot of great things too. So, you know, if we want to focus on the great things, which I would like to do first, let's cover the great things first. Well, one really great thing about trees and that would be great about being a tree is that, you know, they're really kind of universally admired, right? Trees, in fact, are, I would say, almost universally beautiful. Think about it. Even the weird, misshapen ones, you know, the ones that are growing in funny directions and all over, you know, we love those even more. And the scrawny little ones, they still are so beautiful, and the big, giant, sturdy ones, and the old, wrinkly ones, and the ones that have lost all their leaves, and the ones that have had, you know, branches fall off, and the ones stuck all alone in strange places. All of these trees to us are just so precious and so beautiful, and I think we all agree that they're fantastic, you know? And so I really think there's some lessons in there for all of us to learn, and you know, in terms of humanity, how much we can value each person and how much each person is really, truly beautiful. Another thing that's amazing about trees are, you know, they're both strong and flexible at the same time. They grow deep, sturdy roots, solid trunks, and yet they bend and they flow in the wind, right? And I think it would be very satisfying to be a tree because they do give so much to their communities. They provide shade and fruit and places for birds and squirrels to live and build their nests and raise their babies. And I don't know if you know, we've actually discovered now that trees actually talk to each other. When they're growing near each other, they intermingle their roots and they exchange nutrients and they help each other grow. If there's some trees that need extra nutrients, they'll push extra nutrients to the trees that are having challenges. And they literally even, for trees that are further away, they literally even can send nutrient messages through this fungal network that exists in the soil. So they kind of have their own network, their own internet, World Wide Web. I wonder if someday we'll discover they have their own fungal TikTok or Instagram or something like that. All the sorts of ways that they can communicate with each other. But again, as I started out with, I think that there are a lot of things about being a tree that I think would be very hard. Like staying in one place for my whole life. I'm not sure. That sounds really difficult. What do you think? And also, you know, the having the same exact trees around you at all times. I feel like having my entire social group limited to the same people or the same trees surrounding me. Just imagine, you know, never getting a break from your parents or from your kids or from your siblings, right? They're always just there surrounding you decade after decade after decade. But, you know, I think there's so much that we can learn from thinking about what it would be like to be a tree, because they really just grow and thrive in so many different environments. If you're a tree, no matter what's around you, you make do with what you have, and you even use what's around you to grow and to thrive. No matter what's around you, you reach down your roots for the water, and you reach up for the sunlight, or sometimes you have to reach sideways and grow sideways to find that sunlight, but you find it. You adjust to wherever you are. You grow, you get stronger over time, until eventually one day, it's time for you to lay down and make space for other trees and feed the florist floor with all your extra nutrients, giving back to that same soil that fed you for your whole life. And it doesn't sound easy to me, just making do with whatever you have growing, wherever you are, sticking wherever you are, wherever your seed may have fallen. But if we think about it, in truth, this is really what all of us need to do. I think it's one thing we've learned from you, Rabbi John, as you've been going through what you've been going through right now. We're not always going to like the circumstances that we find ourselves in, right? But Rabbi John is showing us how to thrive and how to take what you've been handed and just to make incredible beauty out of it. And thank you so much for all the beauty you've been sharing with us, even from home as you've been recovering. We're so grateful for that you've taken and the ways you've been able to transform your experience. And, I think all of us have been placed in some difficult circumstances. Of course, there's all the personal circumstances that all of you may be dealing with. And in addition to that, there's so much darkness in the world right now. There's so, all the things happening in the Middle East right now. It's so painful. It's hard to imagine, making beauty out of everything that's happening right now. Here at home and really all over the world, we're facing so much challenge. We're facing a massive climate emergency that has killed, many of these trees that we're celebrating today, as well as many other species and even humans. We're facing, here at home, we're facing anti-Semitism and rising hatred and threats to our very democracy. So how do we learn from the trees and take all of this and somehow just have that radical acceptance to just take what we've been given and somehow grow and make beauty from where we are? How do we find a way to reach our roots down, to drink the cool water, to gain sustenance from those around us, and to reach upward or sideways if we need to and adjust and find that sunlight? Well, that's the thing. I don't think trees know how they're going to grow or which way they're going to grow until they actually do it. And so it is with us. Once we just commit to accepting where we are and focus on growing from here, we can create unspeakable beauty and we can overcome incredible odds. So I think let's all imagine our favorite tree and just all the beauty that you may have experienced from a beautiful tree in your life. And let's channel that energy today on the New Year of the Trees. Let's accept wherever we've been planted, accept that we are where we are. Focus on growth. We'll grow strong and yet flexible. We will give of ourselves to our community. We'll nourish others from our very roots and trust that they will nourish us. And above all, know that no matter what, you will be unspeakably beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine, for sharing those beautiful thoughts with us. Keep doing the good work that you do every single day. We really, truly appreciate it as a community. Now it's my honor to call forward board member Mark Vidal, who is going to give you announcements, which are always the highlight of every service. When I talked about things I missed over the past 7 months, hearing weekly announcements is really the top of my list. I want everyone to listen to bated breath. No one's allowed to get up right now. These are announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi John, and welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Let me give you a hug,
Last
Mark.
time I saw Rabbi John, we were sitting on a rooftop pool in Jerusalem. Stephen Page, his wife, your wife, and everything was beautiful. And then you didn't come back. So good to see you here. Thank you. Rabbi Schuldenfrei, where did you go? Oh, there you are. There are no words to express our gratitude for helping us in our time of need. Such grace, wisdom, warmth, humor. I personally love your stories and your explanations. I've learned so much from you in the time you've been here. Our heart goes out to you. And thank you, Hallie. Greatly appreciate you for leading us with your beautiful voice throughout tonight's service. We love having you here. Lorraine, of course, thank you for sharing your insight and knowledge on our world and on our World Day, Tu B'Shvat. And a huge thank you to you and your entire family for sponsoring tonight's event. Not to be left out, we'd like to thank other Tu B'Shvat supporters, Joe and Ira Konofsky, Sarah and Herb Zweig, thank you very much. These events are not possible without sponsors and supporters. There are many opportunities for sponsorship. Please call the office for information if you'd like to help us out. Next week is our Debbie Friedman Shabbat featuring the Kol Tikva Choir. We will also be honoring all of our new community members. So please join us for a wonderful musical Shabbat experience. And those of you who are new members, I'll be reaching out to you this week. Special invite, so we hope to see you next week. I'd like to highlight a few of the upcoming events in the coming weeks. It should only take about half an hour. We have a full program on Monday. I'm kidding, of course. On Monday, January 29th, Dr. Joel Stein's second of his 3-class series on the music of Jewish orchestral composers, George Gershwin, Aaron Copland, and Leonard Bernstein will be on Zoom. I can attest, I attended his class this last week on George Gershwin, and it was wonderful. We wanted it to keep going. So I highly encourage, if you haven't signed up for it, I don't know if you still can, but Zoom fits a lot of people, I think. On Thursday, please join us for an important community gathering on combating anti-Semitism here in our community. We'll be joined by LAPD lead officer Brittany Gutierrez. On February 13th, please join us for one of the best kept secrets at KT, our Ethics Roundtable. We explore through a Jewish lens the ethical ramifications of the choices we make in our daily lives. Students 8th grade and up are welcome. A light dinner is served. And you were handed a flyer when you came in. I think we actually ran out, so hopefully everyone got one. Our upcoming fundraiser. Please sign up, use the QR codes, that's the latest thing. Details on these and many other events can be found on our website and in our weekly emails. Special thanks out to Jess, who's been helping us greatly on programs and membership and all sorts of great things. If you're new to Kol Tikva this evening, in this Central Hall, please grab a blue cup so I or another board member can welcome you. Or don't be shy, just come and introduce yourself to myself. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Shabbat Shalom, but not one or two other announcements. We're looking for a few more members for our poker tournament coming up. About 30, give or take, Wayne? Okay. And then, of course, Steve Page wanted me to remind everyone about our golf tournament coming up on March 18th at Spanish Hills in Camarillo. Thank you so much. As you exit the sanctuary tonight, please use these back doors and we'll get you fed. Have a nice evening. Thank you for letting me be of service.
Thank you. And now it's my honor to call forward our temple presidents, Tina DeGan and Cynthia Deculus, for a special presentation. Tina and Cynthia, come on forward. They have worked tirelessly over the past few months, and they will continue to work tirelessly, I'm sure, over the course of their terms. Yes. Here we go. I'm going to move this. You don't want this, do you?
Rabbi Deborah, come up here with us. When I remember last summer, when you, Lorene, and I had a cup of coffee
and tried to get to know one another. Cynthia was with her family in Washington and missed out on this meeting. And I was feeling a huge responsibility. I had been on the job as co-president for only 1 month, and I found myself interviewing a rabbi to be our interim rabbi while Rabbi John was on medical leave. Wow. But you were wonderful, and it was just a great meeting. I was so impressed with your openness, your ability to listen, and your humorous approach to life. I felt like I could trust you and that your personality would mesh very well with the congregation here at Kol Tikva. On the other hand, I was a little worried because we'd never heard you give a drash, so I had no idea if it would be interesting or not. Or funny. And there was no chance for her to come and be a guest rabbi so that we could kind of audition her. So luckily, you are terrific on the bima. And we acknowledge your warmth. We acknowledge your warmth, your compassion, and your humor. We are so grateful. Rabbi Nachum of Breslev wrote, "All the world is a narrow bridge, and it's important not to be afraid." When Rabbi John went on medical leave, we needed to cross that narrow bridge, and you helped us do that, and you helped us face the challenges ahead. Again, we are grateful. We have been enriched with your meaningful Shabbat services. Our seniors, our religious school, and B'nai Mitzvah families have benefited from your knowledge and, again, your compassion. Personally, I've looked forward to our Torah study sessions and getting to know your parents, Maris and Harvey, who joined us via Zoom from either Milwaukee or Florida. And so tonight is bittersweet. It's a bittersweet moment as we reflect on the joy and the friendships that we have shared and experienced together. And we will miss you and want to wish you all the best, success, good health. And now I'm going to give you a hug and turn the mic to Cynthia.
So last summer, I also was a little nervous because I didn't have a chance to meet you. And I met you here, your first night. And boy, was that nervousness unfounded because you just hit the ground running with us. And I completely echo Tina's remarks, and I know that everyone here echoes Tina's remarks. You could hear it in their applause, but from the very first day, everyone was saying, "Where'd you find her?" And wow. And so we just have gotten to just know you and love you, and we know that you and your wonderful family will be part of our family forever. And so on behalf of the board, we have a couple of gifts. We want to give you a beautiful plant, and then to honor your fashion sense, we have a little gift for you for your favorite boutique, and we're hoping that you'll buy something special and think of us every time you wear it. So we'll miss you.
Oh. Well, it's good to inspire fashion in all ways. We're giving a nice little advertisement to Soto tonight. Tina went to buy the gift certificate and bought 2 things for herself. So you make sure to solicit them for the auction, I hope. Thank you both so much. It's really touching, and how beautiful to receive a plant on the holiday of Tu B'Shvat. So I will speak very briefly. I know we're all quite hungry. John, I want to start by thanking you for entrusting me with your precious congregation. We've known each other a long time, and it has felt like working together, even though I know this is the first service that we've performed together. So congregations are truly a life's passion, and it's a very intimate thing as well. So thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank Lorene, Waterman, Tina, and Cynthia for being there at the very beginning when we didn't know what this all was going to be or even what the duration would be. And this is one of those things that went according to plan. John was very determined that this would be the last Shabbat, so we're just all overjoyed. I know that we often talk about Kol Tikva as a small but mighty place. And it is small in number, but the quality is immeasurable. And I really believe that's thanks to your staff. I want to thank Joel, my Bima partner. We jumped right into the high holidays together in our own personal boot camp. And then we just said, well, everyone's going to be really forgiving if things don't go right anyway. So thank you, Joel. And Hallie, thank you for also sharing the Bima with me tonight and other special occasions. I want to thank Jessica Deschel. She is such a special person and really helped hold things together. And I know she was already mentioned tonight, but I'd also like to thank Jess Rosner. So many of us this year just started brand new positions and hit the ground running. So thank you. You're all just such a great team. Amy, I want to thank you for, Amy Cecil, where are you? Somewhere. Maybe you're with the programmers. Running such a beautiful school. It's very inspiring. And Stephanie, I have so enjoyed our conversations about all of the big picture things in life, and the resources that you bring to this congregation are endless. I want to thank Clifford, Jose, and Jorge. They are really very special people and make this congregation what it is. And now to all of the membership, to the devoted volunteers, I want to name each of you, and I've divided it into categories. So first, there are office volunteers who are here daily, and they are important and strong and keep this place glued together and are always so friendly and kind. The program committee is such a dedicated and devoted. I love seeing all of the creative programs. I even love eating watermelon now with my face in it. I really enjoyed being a big part of the Mitzvah Day celebrations and actions that came from that, so I wanted to recognize that committee. The caring committee here is like none other I've ever seen, and so thank you to all of you, and many of you are here tonight sitting next to each other, for being there for people in their great joy and in their difficult moments. It's very apparent, it's felt, and it ripples out. And perhaps most important, I would like to thank the Alcohol Peer Pressure Committee, which seems to be the largest committee at Kol Tikva. It's also the loudest committee, Wayne. What I want to say, John, is that what you've planted here is beautiful and has grown. And I have enjoyed, as we've talked about trees tonight, its shade, its luxury, its beautiful color, and all of the ways that it has provided for me. I picked out this poem by the great Israeli poet Natan Zach that was inspired by a verse from the Bible, that human beings, Adam, people, are trees of the field. And there's a couple verses that really stood out to me, and I'd like to share them. The human, Adam, is like a tree in the field. Like Adam, the tree grows too. So instead of thinking of it as like the tree the person grows to, the author switches it on its head, which is something I always find very delightful, especially in the Hebrew. And what I want to say is, through this time of uncertainty, it has been a time for me and my family of uncertainty as well. And so having this opportunity has really helped me grow. And so I feel like a stronger Etz Hasadeh. I feel like a stronger tree of the field, having brought in all of you and this experience. And finally, the next verse that really touched me was, Adam is like a tree in the field. Like the tree, he's thirsty for water. Like the human, it stays thirsty, and I don't know where I've been, and I don't know where I'll be, like a tree in the field. And the thirst for knowledge, the thirst for connection and care, the thirst for being together, and really the thirst for experience a joy in Judaism is truly inspiring. So I hope that this community continues to provide you with water, and that you never lose your thirst for all that is good and propelling this community to such great heights. So thank you again for this beautiful opportunity. Thank you for these lovely gifts. And I look forward to being part of the community for many years. So toda rabah, really from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I know I have a forward-facing job, but I actually am really kind of shy in a lot of ways. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you. So I'm going to invite Rabbi John to lead us in the next part of our service as we move our thoughts to those that we have lost at the season in years past.
We turn to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. On our recently departed list, Paul Frankel, remembered by the Lauterstein family. Rob Matheny, remembered by the Strauss family. Paula Gould, remembered by the Karnofsky family. We also hold in our prayers those who perished during the Holocaust, because tomorrow is International Holocaust Remembrance Day. We remember those who have recently been taken by gun violence, those who have passed due to floods, fires, and other natural and unnatural disasters. The hostages we have lost, along with those killed in the current Mideast conflict, and those who have no one but us to say Kaddish for them. On our Yortzeit list, the list that remembers those who died during this season and years past, we have the following individuals: Nick Alexander, Mario Archie, Morris Balkin, Naomi Banks, Mildred Chursky Blair, Elise Bomberg, Regina Brandon, Herb Charitz, Rudy Drews, Philip Dunner, Raina Edelman, Saul Ginsberg, Florence Glazer, Ruth Glucksman, Sandra Goodwin, Lillian Gordon, Samuel Greenbaum, Earl Greenberg, George Hallier, Aaron Moses Heller, Seymour Howard, Andy Howard, Henry Cash, Manny Katz, Frederick Corpiel, Edna Kodik, Sandra Gloria Latt, Sandy Lauer, Florence Levine, Lester Levy, William Levy, Ethel Levine, Francis Linsk, Bruce Reed, Ida Sachs, Wayne Shaw, Francis Sonderman, Selma Steinberg, Miriam Stone, Marion Wallens, Gail Weiner, Carol Williams, and Ann Zebrak. If you're currently in a state of mourning or observing a Yortzeit, please share the name of your beloved with us. If you're in the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise. If you're in the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise. If you're in the first year of mourning, please rise. If you're observing a yortzeit, please rise. These are the mourners in our midst. We rise to show them our support and our love. We are on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'almad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kari v'imru. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitroman, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei d'kudsha, le'elad min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. Amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel, and to all humankind. And together we say, let's put our books down, let's put our arms around one another. If you do not know the person next to you, ask before you put your arm around them. We are a friendly crowd, but we like consent before we start putting our arms around each other. And we're going to sing our closing song, and then afterwards, I believe my wife and I have been asked by Rabbi Deborah to hold the Kiddush cup, but I'd like Rabbi Deborah and her children to also join us in this feat of holding the cup tonight. And now our closing song.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Lisa, come join us.
Let's continue to send all of our prayers for a continued healing to John, to Lisa, to their entire family, Sydney and Lila, and all those who love them. And so let's talk about sustenance, joy, and sweetness with this Kiddush cup and this challah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
That was a good month for grape juice. And now, time for the challah. Let's all point at this and go yummy, yum, yum.
Yummy, yum, yum.
Doesn't that look good? And why don't we all hold it as we do the hamotzi?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Give someone a hug. Give them a kiss. Wish them Shabbat shalom. And then go into the social hall or come get a piece of challah. Boys, you're up front.